Cooper.
Cooper. Cooper Flagg.
Get Coop.
Cooper.
Ben Simmons, Killian Hayes.
Cooper Flagg.
Coop, please. Please, Cooper, please. That receiver, you better make it happen.
Flag.
Oh, Coop. We need Coop. We need Coop.
Trying to get Coop. Huh?
Please. Cooper Flagg. Coop. Hey guys, how you doing? Sorry, everything's fine. I'm fine. I'm just here. Let me fix you guys up really quick. Yeah, yeah, I'm good. I'm just thinking about the NBA season starting up. That's all. I'm not crazy, I swear. I'm just gonna talk about tanking for Cooper Flagg so the Brooklyn Nets can be actually good again, or good for once. Fuck. Let's just get into it. And JK, we trust. Bless us to have the worst season ever so we get Cooper Flagg. Amen. Okay. All right, guys, how you doing? The NBA season is quickly approaching. I think it starts next week. And I have a foolproof plan on how the Brooklyn Nets can tank without being suspicious and making it obvious that we're tanking and still get Cooper Flagg. Now, we're already a bad team. We're not going to win a lot of games anyway. But I just want to ensure that the percentages go our way and make sure that we get Cooper Flagg with the first pick in the 2025 NBA draft. And I swear, I'm not crazy. Let's get into it. All right. So, to start the season, this is very important. To start the season, we want to start Dennis Schroeder, Cam Thomas, Cam Johnson, Ben Simmons, and Nick Claxton, right? I don't know if our first game or first couple games are away or at home, but in our first home game, you come out with that starting lineup, but in the opening plays of the game, you have Cam Thomas and Nick Claxton run into each other, right? They run into each other, and this is the most important part. We need our announcers to really sell it here. The announcers need to make it seem like the most devastating collision they've ever seen in their life. They need to be like, oh my God, these guys are going to be out for the entire season, and really sell it. Now, I'm pretty sure somebody's going to be like, or the other announcer is going to be like, well, how do you know they're going to be out for the entire season? They just ran into each other. If somebody says that, fire them, okay? We need our announcers on point with this. They need to do their best acting job ever and sell it, right? After the game, we find out that Nick Claxton and Cam Thomas will be out for the entire season, with one of them will have a neck injury and one of them will have a back injury. Shout out Ben Simmons. Those things aren't detectable. So if you're saying you're in excruciating pain, they won't be able to tell whether you're lying or not. So Cam Thomas and Nick Claxton will be out for the entire season due to neck and back injuries, respectively, because they ran into each other. Now, hear me out. I know that's a little crazy, but hear me out. I just want to make sure we don't win any games. The goal here is to go 0-82, and they look at us like that shit gravy. Word to Jay-Z, like we trying to lose here. And I'm not crazy, I swear. Just hear me out, please. Now, we've got our annual yearly Ben Simmons hoop mixtapes over the summer saying he's getting better and all that stuff. And he does look pretty good. And he may come back and be decent if that's the case. If Ben comes back and he's playing well or playing like some semblance of the Ben Simmons that we thought he was going to be, I'm going to need him to do what he's been doing and lie about another back injury and sit out. So if we play a couple more games without Cam and Claxton and he's playing pretty good, sit his ass down too. Okay? Sit him down too. His back hurts again, and that would be easier to get off because he's been doing that, saying his back is fucked up or whatever case may be. So he'll sit down as well. But if he's playing like shit, not doing anything, he can stay out there. And I'm thinking, without Cam Thomas and Claxton, The lineup could be Ben playing the point. We got Killian Hayes at the 2, the greatest backcourt you could have when you're trying to tank. Then we would have Bojan Bogdanovic, Clowney, and Sharp starting at that point. But if Ben ends up getting hurt as well, then he will sit down and Schroeder would be the starting point guard, and we'd have Schroeder and Killian Hayes running the show. Also, this is probably the most important part of this whole thing. Play Killian Hayes at least 40 minutes a game, every game, and give him the green light to shoot and run the show as much as he possibly wants to. Okay? Because that will ensure us losing games. If he's shooting 2 for 25 every night, we're definitely going to fucking lose games. Now, by this point, we should be 0-52 by the trade deadline. Once we get to the trade deadline, we need to trade our best players that aren't injured that are available, which will probably be Cam Johnson, Bojan Bogdanovic, and Dennis Schroeder. Trade them. Most likely trade them for picks. Don't ask for too much. Trade them for whatever people are willing to give. Now this part, after that, after the All-Star break, keep losing. I don't even care if the game is close and it seems like you're about to win. Lose. Keep losing. Keep missing. Now, this is the hardest part because you don't want to make it seem like you're point shaving or losing on purpose because that's how you get investigated, and we're trying to avoid getting investigated. But this is my answer to that. Now, this is probably the dumbest part of my entire story here. But hear me out. We try to convince Adam Silver to pull a 1985 NBA draft. And by that, I mean, in 1985, David Stern, allegedly, I don't know how true this is, but there has been talk that this happened. In 1985, allegedly, David Stern, or one of his staffers, had people freeze the New York Knicks lottery card during the draft lottery in 1985, so to ensure that the Knicks would get the first pick and end up with Patrick Ewing. Now, we're not the Knicks, right? We're a relatively new franchise in the sense of new to Brooklyn. Like, we were the New Jersey Nets. Shout out J Kidd. We were the New Jersey Nets, but as far as being in Brooklyn, we're a new franchise. But we're still in New York. We're still in the Mecca. So we got to convince Adam Silver that having Cooper Flagg come to Brooklyn would not only be beneficial for the Nets in New York City, but it'd be beneficial for the NBA because when teams in New York are winning, I feel like the league is just making more money because the Knicks are going to be playing well. They're championship contenders. The Lakers still have LeBron and AD, and they seem to be doing better under JJ Redick. The Clippers, kind of in a rough spot, but if Kawhi stays healthy and Harden plays decent, they could be a decent little squad. Sacramento, light the beam, they're playing well. So now your two biggest cities are playing winning basketball all the way through. So, and the best way you can ensure that for the future is by allowing the Nets to get Cooper Flagg. Then we would have Cam Thomas, Cooper Flagg, Nick Claxton, and the bevy of young guys that we have coming off the bench. And we can work out the rest from there. That's the hardest part. Convincing him to cheat. Now, I don't know. It's not the same process during the draft lottery anymore, obviously. But I'm sure Adam Silver could pull some type of strings to make it happen, right? That's the hardest part of this, is convincing Adam Silver to help us get the first pick no matter what. Because we would hate to go 0-82 and then somehow the percentages don't go our way and we end up with pick 3. I would walk off of a bridge. The Brooklyn Bridge, specifically. Then, in the draft lottery, we get the first pick, and we draft the white savior. The great white hope for Brooklyn. Cooper motherfucking Flagg out of Duke University. The day is saved. The Nets are contenders. Obviously not right away, but within the next 3 to 4 years. I know that's not how it's going to go. We need Coop, man. And my buddy Smooth, my buddy Angel, he's a Thunder fan, and the Thunder have the Clippers picks this year, and the Clippers, we don't know what the Clippers are either going to be really fucking bad or middle of the pack. I don't see them being like actual like contenders for the chip. I'm hoping they stay middle of the pack, so the Clippers have less of a chance of getting, or the Thunder have less of a chance of getting Coop, because they have enough. They don't need Coop. They got Chet. They got SGA, Lou Dort. They just got Hartenstein and Caruso. Like they have enough. Detroit, as bad as Detroit has been, on paper, Detroit is a really good team. They got Cade Cunningham, I think Asor Thompson. I think it's Asor or Ahmed, one of the two. They got Jaden Ivey. They got Jalen Duren. They have a really good squad over there. They're just really young and they're trying to figure it out. And they have a revolving door of coaches that never helps. Who else? What's another bad team? It's a lot of bad teams. The Hornets, like it's a lot of bad teams. But I feel like as a Nets fan, I just feel like we deserve it, man. We got fleeced by the Celtics back in the day. They sent, and this is confirmed, KG and Pierce alluded to this. They sent KG and Pierce over to Brooklyn to purposely not play well to help Boston and finesse us out of our picks. We get D'Lo and all those guys, and we kind of turn it around from that, right? Oh yeah, also during that time, Deron Williams quit playing basketball. ISO Joe retired. Like we lost all of our best players. Brook Lopez left. Like we were just in a bad spot because KG and Pierce wanted to, and the Celtics wanted to fuck us with no lube, no Diddy. Then we end up with D'Lo and that young team, Karis LeVert, Jared Allen, all those guys, and we make some noise with that team. We're not obviously championship contenders, but we make the playoffs, which people thought we wouldn't. We end up being a 6 seed with D'Lo leading the show, and we're doing pretty good. We let D'Lo walk. Okay. And then we end up I think we trade Jared Allen and Karis LeVert to Cleveland. And we end up with Kyrie and Kevin Durant, and then we get James Harden and eventually Ben Simmons. And that whole thing was a shit show. I don't really need to get back into that. We just got hold with superstars, basically. They are superstars, but they just was bullshitting, and that was the worst combination of stars you could possibly get. But that's what the Nets front office thinks is a good idea. And now, we come back, we get Mikal Bridges in the KD trade, and we think Bridges is going to be like the cornerstone of our team going forward. And he gets nostalgic and wants to play with his friends in New York, and we end up trading him to the Knicks. So now he's gone. He's across the street, but he's not on our team anymore. But I'm not as mad at him because at least we ended up, through that trade, we ended up getting our original picks back. So even though we're going to be really fucking bad, we still have a chance to get Cooper Flagg. I hope you guys enjoyed this fever dream of a video. This is just my most craziest ideas that I know that aren't gonna happen, but I just wish happened. But the bottom line of all of this, I hope, whether we go 0-82 or not, whatever the case may be, I just really hope we play bad enough to end up with Coop. Because if we don't get Coop, good luck, Charlie. Peace out, y'all.
It's the 3 on PLAXtv.